Ron is that's why him and I work together. He always kind of keeps me in check. Good
Well,
afternoon or good morning, everybody. I guess because we're all in
yeah,
different time zones, right?
yeah. So let me just say for the recording, because we'll be putting this on my YouTube channel, Veterans Achieve Business Systems. Achieve Systems also takes these recordings and they do it a little bit different, where I show start to finish from the time I turned on the recorder till the time we shut it off. It's just there for God and everybody to see. Achieve does it a little bit better to keep people's attention. They'll do little short reels, 4 or 5, with the gold nuggets, as one of my speakers called them. So it will be there. A little insight, and I started going into it. Katron and I met via LinkedIn, if I remember correctly. And when he first approached me, and we had our first Zoom chat, he didn't catch my attention immediately because he was dealing with AI, and everybody's dealing with AI. But one of the things that I've learned, that is a generic term, and we all do things differently. And as I got to know first Katron and then your associate Doug and now you, Scott, I've really become impressed because you're taking something that people are talking about, and you, I don't know if manipulate is the proper word, but you developed a whole different avenue of what's going on. And I'm glad that you're here to talk. So now I'll let you do that. I will impose myself if I have questions, because this is my show and I get to do that. So anyway, buddy, take it away.
So, good afternoon, good morning again. First and foremost, thank you, Mac, for giving me the opportunity. And for those of you that are veterans that are in here, because I'm assuming, the base of the group, thank you guys for your service, because that first and foremost. So I didn't know what I was going to talk about. Oddly enough, I know that sounds weird, right? Because we're all in business and we're all trying to promote our businesses and stuff. But Mac brought up a good point. I was talking to Katron this morning about AI, and for the older population in the group here, as opposed to Keith, who's probably like 26. He said something, give or take. AI. If you don't realize this, the term AI was shrunk down because the actual term scares people. Because all AI stands for is artificial intelligence. But do people really want to believe that we're allowing artificial intelligence to run our lives and our future? So they call it AI because nobody really thinks about AI. They just think that AI is the easy way out. But when you think about it, guys, where did AI come from? We made it. People made AI. All AI is a learning tool that was developed by us. And everybody's letting you believe that it's taking us out of the picture. But how can it if we're the ones that made it? There still has to be some humanization to what AI does. And that's one of the things that Mad in the Field brings to the table. We still bring the personal business strategy, the personal sales touch. I've been doing sales, I want to say, I make the joke, and I say I've been doing it since the day I was born, and the time I looked up at my mother and I convinced her it was time to give me milk. I've been selling since then. But the reality is it's in our nature to sell. And you don't realize it because people think, oh, selling is this, selling is that. But people buy from people, right? Everybody's heard this, but they decide from you in the first 15 seconds whether or not they're going to buy from you. It doesn't matter what you're selling. The reality is they're buying it from you. I always say I could sell salt to a slug and make him buy it in bulk for the rest of his family. All right? And for those of you that don't know, salt is very dangerous to slugs. That's the joke behind that. But at the end of the day, everybody is promoting the same thing. So one of the things that I was going to talk about initially was like the 7 growth steps to building your business. But then I thought, why not open it up in a form, in a way where I could find out where your struggles are? Because that's what I do with Meg. As a chief business strategist, I don't want to tell you what I think you need. I want to hear what you think you want so I can help you get what you need. Does that make sense? It's a different business strategy because at the end of the day, I always tell everybody that you will never sell as good as I sell. And the reason is because I know my product better than you do. And that's because I'm the product. I'm selling me. And there's nobody out there that's going to sell me better than me. And that's the same thing with you and your business. If you get a marketing firm on the phone, everybody says that, right? Set up a call. Let's meet. Let's have a chat. Let me tell you how I can get you more sales. Let me tell you I can get you more conversions. I won't do that to you. And the reason I say I won't do that to you is because I can't sell your product. I could drive people to your website. I could show engagement and exposure to what you're selling. But at the end of the day, it's got to be you. I can't guarantee conversions because if you're the person making the sale, like Keith, I see it says cruise planners. I can generate people to your website. I can get them interested in what you're selling. But if they get on the phone with you, they're not going to buy it because I sent them to your website. They're going to buy it because you sold them on the sale. So any marketing company that guarantees you that they're going to get you more sales, then it's got to be something that everybody's buying. Pet rocks, TVs, things that people are just going on Amazon to buy. So if they generate more excitement to your site, then they'll buy it. But if it's a service and it's something that you have to give to a client, then you're the one that's going to be responsible for that sale. I can't take on that responsibility unless you want me to sell for you. And that's how I got involved with Med. So just to give you a little background on me, I'm multi, like any kind of industry you could think of. If you've done it, I've probably done it. I can tell you that I've started a football organization for kids. I opened up a comic book store back in the 90s. I currently am helping run a cell phone company. I was in collision, auto, but I've done everything. I worked with the Postal Service. I was with unions. I like growing businesses. It's what I do well because I get bored quick. So that kind of environment works for me because I can go around, help Wendy, help Keith, help Harold, help Julia, and I can read them all off, but then go through it, help you strategize to grow your business, show you what you're missing and how to get it better, and then go to the next business. But always be there because I build relationships. I just don't sell services. That's key. I will tell you that we just recently signed up a company with Mad. He's a roadside assistance company. He does mobile tires and stuff. He's in the same town as Katron, and he's been at his house. We develop relationships. We don't just build business and help you grow. And we network. Mad's got an environment of over 680,000 people in different businesses all over the country. So if we were to get involved with Harold in licensing, we would go to all our licensing people. We go to our roadside people. We go to our tire people. We are helping medical technology companies. We're doing a lot in a lot of different industries because we're teaching people how to get what they need as well as what they want. And that's the difference. Most marketing companies are going to tell you what you need. And I don't know how it's fair that they can do that when it's your business. And I don't know if that makes sense. You know what I mean? It all depends on the personality of the person. If you're going to come into a business and you're 10 years old and you're just fresh out of high school and you're like, you want to go into AI and say, tell me step by step how to open and run my business. The only way AI knows that is from searching the web from what other people have done. But it's not you. It's not intelligent. Do you ever see that when you go on AI and you type in something? The first thing it says is searching the web. And all the information that it's getting is information that's put into the system, right? For those of us that remember, garbage in, garbage out, right? If you went on AI every day and you asked how to dress a pink elephant, I guarantee on day 5, it would go on and say, did you try the orange outfit? Because it's only doing what you're telling it to do. It's never going to say to you, I don't think you could really dress a pink elephant. Because it's only responding to you. But that's the way the marketing firms should be, and they're not like that. I recently, literally an hour ago, and this is what made my whole meeting be different, because I wrote a whole thing. I was on the phone with another marketing company that tried to convince me it would cost $70,000 to build a website that people would like to look at. And it was very difficult for me to say, are you out of your mind? In today's world, are you really out of your mind? And what makes you decide what people like to look at? Everybody's different, right? Everybody's different. I always used to say, what Mac might like to look at, Wendy might not like to look at. So are you appealing to the masses? Because you can't appeal to everybody. Are you appealing to a niche? Do you have a niche that you go to? That's another marketing term I love when everybody says. We were talking about the cell phone company, and a marketing firm says to me, goes, so what's your niche? Like, who are you going after? I go, any one of the 3.2 billion people that uses cell phones. I mean, like, what kind of question is that? Anybody that needs cell phone service. Who else would we go after? But with that said, it's no different than any of your services, right? You target your market, you figure out how you want to reach them, and then you figure out the best way to do it. And that's what we do at Man in the Field. We help you target and funnel the best way to get your leads and the best way to do that licensing. But at the same time, we like picking up the phone and having a conversation. We never abandon anybody. So I don't know if that's a problem, because I like to talk. Apparently, you got to get that impression, right? But I really wanted to open it up to you guys and find out where people's challenges are. Like, are you finding it hard to get leads? Are you finding it hard to grow? Are you finding it hard to close sales? Are you offering the same services everybody else is offering and you can't figure out a way to be unique? Or are you giving something completely different but not sure how to get it out there? I mean, does anybody want to throw anything out there? So one of the things I do with Matt as a chief business strategist is I do that. I would meet with a client and I would only have a discovery call. You would be annoyed at the first call because I don't sell you anything, because I want to make sure that I can work with you. I don't want to make sure that I can help you grow, because what would be the point? And then we go through it and I'm like, well, did you think of this? Did you try this? Did you think of that? And then the next thing you know, it's this whole explosion of where you were just local in North Carolina and now you're thinking about becoming a national brand. That could be another challenge. Capital's always a challenge, right? Processing's always a challenge. There's a lot. Servers, website development, enhancement. I throw it out to you guys. Let's have a conversation. Let's make it more of a back and forth. Anybody want to throw anything out there? Give me an idea of one of the challenges.
Yeah, I'll jump in, Scott, because tied into Achieve, a lot of us experience the same issues. Leads are always part of it. And
Okay.
being within the group, we know each other, but it's not, can I use your services or can I sell you my services? It's about who do you know? You're out of New York, if I remember correctly.
That is correct. Long Island.
And
Don't make fun of my accent.
we won't even talk about but we'll save that for beer.
Fair enough.
But Catron's on the East Coast also.
Right.
Wendy's up in Toronto. Harold's here in Colorado. And that I met Stephen Arca through a series of referrals. And I think we have to all be aware that we have to know somebody to see if it's good for us. They plant a seed. I had a mentor. He escaped out of Nazi Germany in 39. He worked for a camera company called Leica. And Leica was a lot like Schindler that they made the movie about. They tried to get their Jewish employees out of occupied territory. Henry is in the Photo Marketing Association Hall of Fame. He owns a lot of the patents for all types of devices, including some of the stuff on our cell phones for the camera part. And he would talk about getting a client's attention. He says, we're going to give them a headache and we're going to sell them the aspirin. And those that know me have heard me say that before, but it's always been such a poignant part of my my own discovery of a client that we all have issues. We all know something's not perfect. Maybe we know what it is. Maybe we don't. Maybe we need help identifying it. But if somebody can come along and says, here's your problem, A.B.C. My friend Cathy always has all these great acronyms, tied into, what she talks about. But you have the answer for me now. I want it. I want that cough syrup. I want that aspirin. I want the cure. So knowing those general things, we all need leads. We all need connections. We all need it. In our last meeting, keep bringing up Cathy. I love her mastermind. We were talking about duplication and that how do we duplicate ourselves, especially on the tasks that are mundane. They have to be done. But if I can get somebody to do it for $30 an hour, $50 an hour, and I can go off and make $400 or $500 an hour, why do I want to do the mundane job? Why do I want to put stuff into a CRM or book an appointment? So you take it from there.
Sure. Well, so interestingly enough, it's funny that you bring that up. Catron could actually speak to this if he wants, only because he recently just hired a couple of virtual assistants that are handling those mundane jobs for us. Because Mad, since I've come on board, we've got an overwhelming amount of response. And now we have a couple of girls and they're virtual assistant ladies out of I want to say the Philippines, which is nothing wrong with that, and at a much minimal amount than it would be if they were hired here, handling those mundane tasks, handling those CRMs, uploading them into the systems, helping us figure out how to make those appointments, how to follow up on those appointments, things like that. So there is a lot of opportunity, plus through the MAD community environment where we have almost 687,000 leads. There is that ability to generate more leads through that, whether they be through the LinkedIn profiles, doing that scouring, I want to use the word, or and I know there's another S word I'm looking for right now, and if anybody can think, but you know what I mean, where they can go and find those leads for us, so that we can and qualify them on top of it. Make that initial call. When I will tell you that by the time I get the lead, it's a close. It's a close. It's made 3 steps before it even reaches me. And that's not even through the people within my company. It's through the people we hired to help through the company. And MAD brings that to the table as well. We also have all that with the creation. One of the other things that we do is we don't leave you with the asset that you get and act like we never gave it to you. All right, that's kind of key too. We want to make sure it works, and then we keep making sure it works. If you want to change it, it gets adjusted. It's easy when you work as a team, right? So go back from the sports analogies, like you were saying, there's no I in team, that's, that kind of thing. But I believe in that. I believe just in this little window of people, I guarantee that everybody brings something to everybody in the window. Somehow, some way, people are connected, right? I met a woman who wrote a book about unfairly or unjustly incarceration. At the same time, I met a civil rights lawyer. What a coincidence! I put the two of them together. You know what I mean? You find that the more you meet people and the more you talk to people, they actually become your solutions. You said the headache and the aspirin. I always used to say, don't come to me with the problem. Tell me what your solution is. Because everybody's got problems. But let's look past the problem and figure out how to fix it together. And that's what we do. That's what we do. We don't let you out into the wild. You know what I mean? We just don't. That's not one of the things we bring, because I guarantee, Mac, that today's challenge, if I give you ever notice this, and I hate to use children as an example, right? But if a child comes to you on a Tuesday and says, I'm hungry, and you're like, okay, go eat. You know what I mean? Eventually, if you feed them, they're not going to be hungry, but they're going to have a different problem. You know what I mean? If you just make sure there's food on the table, then tomorrow it's like, oh, I don't have laundry, because you made sure the first problem. And it's the same thing in business. If I give you a solution for leads, then you're going to need another solution. And that's why it's important to operate as a team and make sure that the people that you do business with just don't want your money. They want to work with you. See, I don't want to work for you. Anybody can work for you. I want to work with you. Because if I work for you, I have no reason to really help. I just need to get paid. But if I want to work with you, your growth is my growth, right? I get to brag about it, and I get to grow with you. I get to build a relationship. You will then refer me to other people. So why wouldn't I want to do that? And that's the difference. That I try to bring that back, because now everything is so AI generated and so computer generated that you don't even know who's real anymore. Think about some of those AI commercials when they're real people talking, but they're not real people. You don't have any idea. We had a Spanish commercial that was made where the guy spoke perfect Spanish because we wanted it posted on the World Cup in Peacock, but he wasn't real. You know what I mean? He wasn't real. And at this stage in business, do you really want to not deal with not real people? I mean, it's up to you, I guess. That's the younger generation. They like it. Me, not so much. Me, not so much. I mean.
So, and I want to open it up for other questions. I know that Ark and Steve have been expanding their business overall. And they do separate things. But how would you go about starting a discussion? Because the reality, you say bring solutions. They're not coming to you so they can bring the solution.
No, I'm the solution. Right. That's what I meant.
I just wanted to clarify that.
No, absolutely.
I heard it the other way.
No, I apologize. I bring the solution. That's my job.
That's what we try to do here. Right. Make sure that we're all understanding and communicating with each other.
Right.
Cathy Reilly 101. So Ark and Steve are coming. They'll right. need to talk to you separately.
Okay.
They have different offers and what they're trying to accomplish, and I'm impressed with both of them. How do you start? We got 15 minutes. We got 30 minutes. How do we start that I want to take 4 hours of my time to listen to you talk?
Okay. So I'm real easy. Hello, Steve. Hello, Erica. Nice to meet you guys. I'm going to start real simple. Tell me what you do. Tell me what you do. I don't know your business. That's how I have to start, because I can't strategize and help your business if I don't know what you do, right? And then once you tell me what you do, I'll be like, okay, that's very interesting. And then I won't usually ask them to tell me what you need from me, because they don't really know what I do.
Right.
So that's when I'll ask them, tell me what the challenges are that you're facing right now, or tell me how I can help you grow your business. Tell me what kind of growth you're looking for. Are you looking for more sales? Are you looking for more people? Are you looking for more subscribers? Tell me what it is that you're looking for, so I can figure out and get you that solution and see how I can help you. And then let's figure it out together, because I'm sure you have a way of wanting it done in your mind, because everybody does. You're just not sure how to get there. I'm going to help you get there. That's what I do. I'm going to give you that little push, because I'm sure, Steve, that you must have thought 100 times of how you wanted to get from A to B. You're just not sure what you need to do to get there. Or you are, but maybe not sure how. Well, that's what I'm going to help you figure out.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell you how much that's going to cost you, Steve. Zero. Because at the end of our conversation, I like to have a friend first. Now, at the end, if there's something service-wise that I have that I can offer you and sell you, I will try. But I don't want that to be the basis of our conversation, because I need you to understand and I want you to trust that there's a process here. And that's how I start, Mac. So you tell me, Steve, what do you do?
Steve, I'll do it. Scott and Catrone, make sure you put your information in.
Mine's already in.
I have a generic QR code in. Anybody can use that. Just in the form, put down that you wanted to talk to Scott or Matt in the field. You wanted to gain more information. I'll do a personal introduction to you. Thank you, Katron. We all do different things.
Right.
And one of the important factors of this get together that I put together a year ago was so that we could start those connections. And that, nobody's going to talk about specifics. I don't know that there's anybody tied into the dozen and a half people or whatever we have here today, or the people that'll be watching this on the different YouTube channels, that does exactly the same thing. And we started our conversation with this on the AI subject. What is your contact list or your experience with different nations, different industrial genres? I mean, you're not a cookie cutter group, and this is a leading question because I know you're not a cookie cutter group.
Right.
And that the conversations we've had, you've talked about trucking, you've talked about all types of things, and I think that's important. But to Darlene's on here, she's she always smacks me because I never say it right. It's a functional
medicine nutritionist and diagnostic testing.
Thank you, Darlene.
How long have we known each other?
I can't even hold my breath that long.
I know, and she's tough. I'm telling you, Scott. Don't get on the
Sounds
wrong. But she has a very unique and more of a regulated, professional type of
Service.
Service.
And then I met Dennis recently. He's helping groups scale military, 30 years, if I remember correctly. He's down in Houston, but he's jumping on these Zooms to get to know people. One, because he wants to make contacts, but two, he's trying to learn from his transition into the civilian world, but he's dealing with multiple businesses. He doesn't care which business it is. It's not like it has to be, people that type letters for you. And that he's going in and showing people how to profit and how to scale their business overall. So how do you approach all these different genres of what we're all trying to do?
Okay.
Before you go, Scott, before you go,
Go ahead.
Scott, let me chime in real quick. All right. First of all, the first question. Well, let me start with. Been wanting to say this for a while. One of the things that I love that Scott was saying, and one of the things that I've learned from Brandon Mad over the last 3 years is you have one of the things that we do good that Scott's great at, and I'm actually learning from him, guys. To be honest with you, is being able to take what you're trying to sell and be able to show your customer how it's a pain point. Because one of the biggest things that I've learned that once you start touching people's pain points and you start showing, the reason why you have that headache is because of this. And guess what? I got a solution for that. Tylenol. That's a quick example of what I mean by touching on people's pain points and being able to give them a solution, being able to determine what that pain point is first, and then give them the solution. That's what I wanted to say when you start talking about pain to Mac, when you start kind of talking about pain points a little bit. I want to say that, but also, and this is Scott's time. That's why I just want to throw this in there.
No, it's okay.
Basically, um, when you ask about where the leads come from, that's come from 2 years, literally 2 years of meeting people. How you doing right now? Networking with people, and so on. Having lead generation done. I mean, so on and so on and so on. There's so many different ways of being able to get leads and contacts. But that's how we basically got the, like he said, over 680,000. And then we got 6,000 more on Facebook and Instagram, and also 6,000 more on LinkedIn. And that came from all of the years of all of the different things Scott's saying of being able to have different relationships with people, establishing friendships, paying overseas people to generate leads for us, and so on. I just wanted to throw that in there when you asked that question. All right, go ahead, Scott. I'm sorry.
So I hope this doesn't come across sounding too simple, Mac. All right. But the question you asked is such an easy response, because once you stop looking at the individual industry and realize it always is going to come down to people. That's really what it comes down to. Believe it or not, the industry is secondary, because whatever Darlene is doing, she's reaching a certain market, but it's still a market of people. It's still the same handshake. It's still not turning your head and looking at somebody in the eyes and telling them, who you are and what you have to offer. Because at the end of the day, it could be trucking, it could be medical, it could be licensing, it could be cruising. It's still going to be people selling to people. And that's what we bring. That's why I don't look at that's why I will always say, I can get involved in any industry. You talk about trucking? Yeah, I've been in a truck before. You talk about mechanics? I had my brakes done. Right? You talk about medical? Yeah, I saw the doctor last week. Like, as people, we're attached to everything. Because if we weren't, you wouldn't be selling a service. You wouldn't be in business. Nobody gets into a business that nobody needs. Right? As much I hate to say, even manure. You would never think, who's in that? But people need manure. So we're in the business to give people services or products or whatever it is. But at the end of the day, end to end, it's a person that's selling it, and there's a person that's buying it, right? Even if it's a government agency, there's still somebody in that agency that has to approve it, right? It's not being not done by somebody. So at the end of the day, even with approval, even a group of people that have to approve it, even a board of directors, it's still people. And I feel like a lot of that gets lost in the mix with what's going on today because nobody realizes it. Even right now, if you go on LinkedIn, think about LinkedIn. Every other ad is how to redo your resume if you're looking for a job and how AI is going to do it. And then if you go to an application, you know what it says on the bottom? Read the fine print of a job application. It says AI will be reviewing your resume. So think about that. So it basically, they're telling you to use AI to make it because AI is going to review it. So when you go to AI, say, make sure you type in, go, please fix my resume and make sure you like it because you're going to be looking at it. I mean, how does that even make sense? When does that walk away? And then ultimately, there's a person on the other side of the screen going, oh, wow, AI didn't like it. So let me send this self-generated email to tell the client that AI didn't like. Like, there's still somebody doing all of that. So that's the bridge for MAD. The bridge for MAD is making sure that everybody remembers it's still people dealing with people. I don't care what happens in the middle. It's Mac selling something to Maggie. It might take 37 steps to get there. It might be 6 computers, 15 emails, and everything else. But somewhere in there, there's a conversation where Mac is selling to Maggie. And as long as we can show Mac the importance of that conversation, then we've done our job. And that's how I bridge the industries. Because everybody's involved with everybody somehow, some way. I know that sounds like the simplest way to put it, but I think evolution has shown us that we've gotten so far away. Anybody have young kids still? They all sit in the car, you go for a ride, and they're all texting each other in the car and nobody talks. You got 6 kids in a car, and they're all texting each other because they don't want to talk to each other. What is that? Like, what are we raising phones or computers? No, we're not even raising people anymore. So, I mean, maybe I'm old-fashioned. I'm sorry if I am. But I still like to teach my sons to give a firm handshake instead of a soft handshake. Make sure you look somebody in the eye. Open the door for the lady. Say thank you. Say please. All the things that get lost nowadays. All those things. I believe that's what builds trust. That's my speech. Any other questions?
Guys, you can
I see somebody said, Maggie said, what would that look like for someone in tech?
Oh, tech is even easier. Even easier. Because you can't sell, even Maggie, if you think about it, what kind of tech are you in?
using cybersecurity.
Okay, so there you go. So even with cybersecurity, I will tell you, and remember I said at the beginning, you're going to laugh, but you remember I said at the beginning, I have probably been involved in everything in my life. So I will tell you, 15 years ago or so, I'm working in my body shop, right? I get a call from a friend, my son's friend, who has a cybersecurity business. And he calls me up to tell me that a hospital in Connecticut was hacked. And they were holding the hospital records hostage for $10 million. And they hired his firm to go in and clean up. And he asked me to come and manage the people. I didn't have to do anything on the computer, just manage the people and make sure that the hospital and the administration understood what we were doing as cybersecurity. Because not having the tech wasn't just enough. They still wanted to know from people that everything was going to be okay. Ultimately, even with tech, you could show and have case studies but it's still going to be people selling to people. Because how are you going to show somebody that your tech is better in cybersecurity? It's no different than marketing firms. Every marketing firm offers the same thing. So why are you calling MAD instead of calling ABC or DEF? And I forget the rest of the letters. But you want to know what? It's that personal touch that we bring to the table. And that's just my opinion. Again, opinions are like, everybody's got one and they all blah, 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 But again, it's not for everybody. It's not for everybody. It could be for most of it. But even in tech is being run by somebody. Somebody's still pushing the button. Right? So you got to build the trust. It's still about people. Even what you're doing with cybersecurity, if you were putting in something antivirus into somebody's system, it's not just happening. You have to do it. They got to know they can trust you to do it. It's the same logic. Why is your company better? Why does somebody take Norton instead of one of the other antivirus software? Is it advertising? Is it marketing? Is it word of mouth? It's the same logic. You have to build that trust for the clientele around you. Same thing, I'm sure, with Harold. He does licensing and franchise licensing, right? That's a big business. It's a huge business. But why am I going to go to Harold? He's still going to have to sell himself, right? Even if somebody referred me to Harold, I'd still want to meet him and talk to him. I'm not just going to say, by the way, Harold, give me something to sign real quick. It's the same thing. Keith, I don't know what cruise planners, I'm assuming he's helping people plan cruises. You got to want to know he's not going to send you to like Devil's Mouth. You seen a new movie on Netflix where they're you want to make sure that you're getting a good service from people that you trust. It really is going to come down to it. Go ahead, Keith.
I'm sending them to Citi Field instead.
What?
I'm sending them to Citi Field.
See? Now I know right off the bat he doesn't know what he's doing if he's sending people to the Met game. Matter of fact, we make a joke, but one of the things I do is I also work at the A.B.S arena in Elmont for the Islanders. It's a long, complicated story. I was trying to get my son a job. They asked me if I wanted to work part-time. I was like, yeah, why not? I love not having free time. And one day, the Mets set up a table. And then I'm like, what are you doing? They're like, oh, we want to get the kids involved. I'm like, oh, so you want to ruin their lives at a young age? Boom, boom. I'm a Yankee fan. I don't know what to say. But anyway, the point is, it really comes down to that networking, that marketing, that meeting people. Katron will tell you, our Mad in the Field community is 687,000 deep, all over the country. And that became from the networking and reaching out via LinkedIn, via emails and everything else, just in that alone. If Harold needed licensing and he wanted us to go in there and search through it and send out emails, we could do that. I've even gone as far as helping close some deals for some of our clients because they got to the point where they had a government contract, Dennis, and they're not talkers and they didn't want to go sit in front of the person. So I did it. I put on the suit. I said, what the hell? Why not? Again, I'll sell ice to an Eskimo. And you know what? And he'll be happy about it. Anyway, with that said, go ahead.
We're coming up on the hour here.
Okay.
I encourage people to reach out to you guys, have a conversation directly, because everybody's needs are unique, and that,
yes,
although they're also the same. I've pissed a lot of my vendors off over the years because I said I sell brown corrugated boxes. I don't care what's in it. I want to be a top shelf product. I want everybody along the supply chain to get the value that they thought they were getting. That's from the person making it to the person finally using it for whatever its purpose is. So I think for all of us, we have to understand that and listen to what people do. I know that you're using some offshore people. I personally have had issues with offshore people, but that doesn't mean your people fit into that category. We have Julie on here who only uses North American VA. She has her own VA service.
That's good.
And that is positive because it's more likely that they speak English, not just talking it, but have a command of the understanding of it. I have an issue right now with somebody I'm using that put me with an assistant, and I told the owner what I needed. It didn't translate to the person doing it. So I'm kind of a control freak. I want it done right. I don't want to sit there and pay you again because you did it wrong the first time, and that I shouldn't have to pay for that.
Agreed.
So, and I'm kind of
And,
rambling now,
and I'm
but
sorry, Mac, I don't mean to interrupt, but I will say this because Julia's on there. When I talked about the virtual assistant, please understand that I'm all on board with what you said, Mac. When I told Katron that we will not hire an offshore assistant for sales, because I will not do that, I have no problem having somebody pushing buttons on a keyboard and talking to me through WhatsApp, because that's just typing. They don't have a foreign font, which is good, but I will not put them on the phone. I am a firm matter of fact with the cell phone company, the customer contact center that the company was using was strictly here in America, and they had a southern accent, the customer service people, because I did not want and please don't, I don't want to sound like, but like the Indian accent. Hi, my name is Paul. Your name is not Paul. It's not Josh. It's not Jack. It's not. I just wish you would stop that. That drives me crazy too. And I'm one of those, it just makes me a little nuts. But I get it. So I just want you to know that I support it.
Some would say a New York accent can be as challenging as a Chinese accent.
Yeah, they say that about Colorado too, Mac. I'm just saying. Over here in Brooklyn.
I don't know what all y'all are talking about.
Y'all.
So, guys, this has been terrific. Any last minute questions, comments, thoughts? I will say Maggie is our speaker next week, and we'll be talking. And I'm probably going to have 20 conversations with her because in the next week, because she is so good at what she does, but she's still trying to learn how to do it better. And I love that. So
always grow. Always grow.
I'm going to stop the recorder and see if we can get a.
So let me just, Scott, are you looking for people to contact you and just have a conversation?
If you'd like, absolutely. I put my number in